So in this part of our webinar, I want to talk about how we can use AI in order to help us write our academic research papers. Now, you might be thinking, whoa, Janet Beth thinks that we should be letting ChatGPT write our papers. And that's unfortunately not the case. AI in 2024, as I'm recording this, is actually really bad at writing academic papers and using academic sources. I strongly discourage you from using it to write your papers. For one thing, AI using it to draft your whole paper is against our academic integrity policies here at Nightingale. But for another thing, AI generates information, so it thinks it can just make things up. If we go to ChatGPT and ask it to write us a 5-page nursing paper and use 8 sources, it will create something for sure, but those sources will not be credible sources. They may not even really exist, and it will seem very generic and not about us. So it's not very good, and even if it was good, it still doesn't help us learn the information. So I want to talk about how we can use AI like ChatGPT or Bing's Copilot or another AI program you like in order to help us as we are in the research part of our paper. So as we were going through those 4 steps about the 4 principles, about starting broad and thinking how to narrow it, and getting the answer instead of the question, and using keywords, but then being more specific, and not finding exactly the perfect source, or but using our sources more. Was there anything in there, as you think, that you could think, oh, I wonder if ChatGPT could help me with that? So I want us to use it for one way that we can ask ChatGPT or Copilot or something similar. Can you give me some related terms to search? Or I want to search this. What other things do you think I could add to my search? Or if I want to write a paper about this, what are some of the questions you think I need to answer in my paper? So let's look at that example and see what ChatGPT thinks about this. Okay, I'm gonna, oh, I made it messy. Do it here. Okay, I'm gonna move this one out of my way and have this one here. Okay. Thank you. There we go. Still no. Oh, well. All right, let's work with this. I'm going to make this a full screen. Okay, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT. So I was writing a paper about nursing education. So let's say, I always like to be nice. Hi, ChatGPT. I'm writing a paper about nursing education and the writing skills they need. What search terms do you suggest I add in my research? Okay. So like I said, it's like, maybe I don't really like this. This is just going to give me a lot of different details. Because I was very generic, it's also going to be very generic. So I'm going to ask it to stop. Okay. Academic writing, that's a good idea. Add in that word academic. I see this idea of competencies or nursing curriculum. Okay. So I see a lot of good ideas here that I can add into my search if I'm struggling to find those words. My other idea was that, hey, I want to write a paper about this. What questions do you think I should answer in my paper? So I'm writing a paper about how nursing education and curriculum need to support multicultural and multilingual learners. What questions do you think I should answer in my paper? So this will give me some ideas about things that I might want to include in my paper as I'm going on. Okay, so it talks about some things that are teaching strategies and specific to being inclusive in nursing students. Should talk about some challenges that they have. Okay, these are good ideas. And this will give me some ideas about search terms that I can use. And then also some ideas about what I could include in my paper. And then I can think about it on my own, how I want to use these, or if I want to. Maybe this leads me to think, well, I really want to talk about on the learners. And maybe this isn't part of my paper about what the bigger impact outside on patient care. I do like this idea, but maybe that won't fit in this paper. Policy and advocacy. Oh, okay. This could talk about how I support multilingual and multicultural nursing students outside of school, in government, and in the policies that I have. So a good idea, but I'm not sure I want to include that in my paper. So these are two ways that we can use ChatGPT to help us write our paper in the research part of it. Both of these are me asking ChatGPT for some ideas. And then you'll notice that I never pulled exactly what ChatGPT said and used that in my paper. I always looked at that and critically thought, was that something that I could use that add to my ideas? I hope you find this helpful as you start your own work using the library, both with and without ChatGPT help. Here at the library, we are here to help you, and we hope that you are having a good term. So we want to ask you, what kind of tips and tricks do you have for research? And what more resources do you need from the library? Do you have anything you are looking for and we can help you find, or we can get for you? And if there's any other questions you have, we hope you'll come by and ask. We are in the librarian chat on Teams. You can find us there. Ready to help.